Today we continue with Esther, chapter 8. On the day that King Xerxes gave to Esther the house of Haman, the enemy of the Jews, and Mordecai came before the king, for Esther had told what he was to her. Then the king took off his signet ring, which he had taken from Haman, and gave it to Mordecai. So Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman. Then Esther spoke again to the king. She fell at his feet, weeping and pleading with him to avert the evil design of Haman the Agagite and the plot that he had designed against the Jews. The king held out the golden scepter to Esther, and Esther rose and stood before the king. She said, "If it pleases the king, and if I have won his favor, and if the thing seems right before the king, and I have his approval, let an order be written to revoke the letters devised by Haman, son of Hammedatha the Agagite, which he wrote, giving orders to destroy the Jews who are in all providence of the king. For how can I bear to see calamity that is coming on my people? Or how can I bear to see the destruction of my kindred?" Then King Xerxes said to Queen Esther and to the Jew Mordecai, "See, I have given Esther the house of Haman, and they have hanged him on the gallows, because he plotted to lay hands on the Jews. You may write as you please with regards to the Jews, in the name of the king, and seal it with the king's ring. For the edict written in the name of the king and sealed with the king's ring cannot be revoked." The king's secretaries were summoned at the time of the 3rd month, which is the month of Sivan, on the 23rd day, and the edict was written, according to all that Mordecai had commanded, to the Jews and to the satraps and the governors and the officials of the province from India to Ethiopia, 127 provinces, to every province in its own script, to every people in its own language, and also to the Jews in their script and their language. He wrote letters in the name of King Xerxes, sealed them with the king's ring, and sent them by mounted courtiers riding on fast steeds bred from the royal herd. By these letters the king allowed the Jews who were in every city to assemble and defend their lives, to destroy, to kill, and to annihilate any armed forces of the people or province that might attack them with their children and women, and to plunder their goods. On a single day throughout all province of King Xerxes, on the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, a copy of the writ was to be issued as a decree in every province and published to all peoples, and the Jews were to be ready on the day to take their revenge on their enemies. So the courtiers, mounted on their swift royal steeds, hurried out, and urged by the king's command, the decree was issued in the citadel of Susa. Then Mordecai went out from the presence of the king, wearing the royal robes of blue and white, and with a great golden crown and mantle of fine linen and purple, while the city of Susa shouted and rejoiced. For the Jews was light and gladness, joy and honor. Or for the Jews there was light and gladness, joy and honor, in every province, in every city. Wherever the king's command and his edict came, there was gladness and joy among the Jews, a festival and a holiday. Furthermore, many of the peoples of the country professed to be Jews, because the fear of the Jews had fallen upon them.